Now I'm already talking. What you mean you about to start now? Okay. Okay. All right. I've been doing all this talking, and now he's saying we about to start now. Listen, welcome everybody. welcome, welcome back to the Young Buck and Old School podcast. Listen, we really truly miss you guys on last week. Listen, remember to go in, look at it, like, subscribe, share, and also go and check us out on YouTube. All right, at I believe it's at YBOS, Young Buck and Old School. And look, let's get the young man on here. Let's get this thing going. We're back, America, in full force. Welcome back to Young Buck and Old School. Hey,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
Young
yeah,
Buck,
yeah.
what's
What's
going
going
on
on?
with you? Oh,
That much,
man,
man.
shoot. We are here. We are here and,
Yes,
and, and
yes.
full effect. Yeah, we trying to get this thing right, man. I did a real great improv, man. I mean, it was awesome. I don't even know if they. it was great. One thing I love about what we do is unscripted. You know, you get what you get. You know
very,
what I'm
very much so. Very much so.
saying? Hey, man. But
Look,
what's been going on with you today, man? How your day been going?
man, look, I did some running around today. Of course, we just came from Orlando on Sunday. So I took 2 days off, which I wish I would have took the whole week. Because now I'm regretting going back tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. Y'all keep me in your prayers. See how that goes. But yeah, I did some running around today, man. So both of the calls are under the wife's birthday. So went to go
Mm.
do that. And then today is actually Steve's birthday. So happy birthday, babe. Happy birthday, Peach. And
Happy
so I went
birthday,
and
my
grabbed some
daughter.
stuff for yes, yes, yes. Went grab some stuff for dinner. I cooked some barbecue beef short ribs, mashed potatoes, and some
What?
California style vegetables. Yeah,
Really?
I get in there every now and then. I get in there every now and
I'm just
then.
saying, if you hear this at your door, just open it up. Just open it up.
I
Well, you
I get
you
in
went
there.
it through down. Then you must
I, I get in there every now and then. But yeah, that's one of her favorite meals. It was either that or her other one is sausage and rice. So
sausage and
and
rice.
actually sausage.
Okay.
Yeah. So a story behind that, and then we'll get back to the trip or whatever. But when the first meal I ever made her when we was dating was sausage and rice. It was just
Mm,
cut up sausages on the stove, sauteed on the stove.
saute.
I didn't do
Okay.
yeah, I didn't do the onions. I didn't do the bell peppers. First of all, I'm lazy. I'm a lazy cook. I don't too much like doing all and dicing. We definitely I did the sausage, right? And then we did the Lipton
Hmm.
rice, just the easy 1 minute rice, and she fell in love with it. So sometimes she be asking for it. But I said I was gonna do
Hmm.
something a little more different and that got a little more effort to it. So yeah,
Mm.
man. So
I-
she enjoyed it. She probably full now. I know she listening in, but once again, happy birthday, baby. And
Happy
then
birthday, my daughter.
and before we even move forward, we got another birthday coming up. I'm gonna leave that up to you.
You better say it. The leading lady herself, Sharonica, his angel, hear my heartbeat. Birthday is August the 2nd. Thought I was gonna
Yes,
say the
yes.
wrong date then. August the 2nd. When we get a year too, I'm just saying. But listen, it's going
Don't get
down, man.
don't
It's
get that
going
yet.
down.
Don't get at you.
We
Don't,
we gonna
don't let you
listen.
know.
We planning on we was gonna go out to Pigeon for, but stuff happened. So what
Yeah.
we're gonna do, man? We gonna let her just paint the town of Atlanta over the weekend. So you never know.
Mhm.
You may see us in your backyard, maybe see us at your hangout spot. Don't start acting funny, act like you know somebody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, my baby will be. Women's don't tell their age, but yeah, I mean, she will be that this weekend.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, heartbeat. Love you, baby.
I think the women stop at 21. So she'll be 21 on her birthday. I think that's
Yeah,
where they stop.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they say
yeah.
their age was. I think that's where they
It be
stop,
it be 30 years later. They still 21. I get it. I understand. I get it. Yeah, but what you got on your mind today, man? What you got? What you working with? He don't left me by myself. Y'all see how he doing? What you got on your mind today, man? What's been going on through that brain of yours?
Man, look, first of all, it's been a tough week. Y'all be patient with us. It's raining, so my internet connection is in and out, right? Oh, she actually shot her birthday
I
out.
didn't
Look at
say it.
her.
I
Look
didn't
at
say
that.
it.
We're
I
gonna
didn't
put it out
say it.
there.
I'm just saying.
We're gonna put
I'm
it out
just
there.
saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You will, baby. Yeah,
I
you
mean,
will. Sexy 42, girl. You better do your thing.
she
Hmm.
she
For the world to
but
see.
yeah, man, it's been a rough
Yeah.
it's been a rough past week for us, man. For like when I say us, I'm talking about the world, man. We got hit bad
Yeah.
with three deaths, three big ones too. So who was first? It was
Yeah.
um I'm trying to figure
Mama
out who was
Wheat.
first. It was no. Yeah, yeah. But I was talking about like just recently, last week. We had
Oh, last week.
yeah, so we had. I'm talking about the world though.
Jesus.
Now this ain't nothing like personal. Like we actually know these people. Well,
Oh,
we feel
okay.
like we know these people, right? The first one was I
Yeah.
think Ozzy. No, it wasn't Ozzy first. It was Theo from Cosby Show. Malcolm Jamal
He was the
Warner.
first?
Yeah, and I think right after him was Ozzy Osbourne, and
Yeah. Yeah.
then it was the one and only Hollywood Hogan that
Yes,
passed
man.
away.
Yes.
So, we had those three back to back. They say it come in threes,
Yeah,
and
man. And our condolences go out to them families, man, for real.
I mean, I don't know about you, but like I know Malcolm Jamal, I was his cousin. I don't know about anybody else. I felt like I was anyway. I felt like I was anyway. I mean, I woke up to the man, I went to sleep to the man, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
wanted that shirt. What was the shirt? The Gordon Gartrell. You remember that shirt that his sister made for him? Yes. I wanted that shirt, man. I
My
want
boy say, what is this? What?
He said, "What is this?" He said, "This mother was like, please, boy." I mean, she knew it was messed up too. She knew she messed it up.
My boy say,
She
my
knew
arms
it
is the same size. Why ain't my sleeve?
messed Yes.
Yeah. Hey, that was a funny episode. That and when he came singing down them steps, when they
Oh
was doing,
yeah.
I think that was the tribute they was doing to Bill
Parents.
and his wife. They were doing to their parents. They were doing that. Or was they doing it to
They were doing
to
to the
their
grandparents.
grandparents? That was
Mm-hmm.
grandparents. Yeah,
Yeah, they did
yeah,
Ray
man.
Charles. Or the one when he was on there and they was teaching him how to talk to his girl. He was like, Janine, Janine.
Yeah, man.
Man,
That brother gonna be well missed in the
yeah.
entertainment world. That he is. He gonna be well
But
missed, man.
the story was touching too, man. Like he drowned saving his daughter.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
heard. And they say he
yeah.
was just exhausted, but the last thing he did was made sure that his daughter
Was
and this
good.
is what the tabloid is putting out. One of the last things he did was make sure that his daughter actually made it in the boat, and when got him back to shore. They say, they did CPR in the jet. So, God just called the young brother home.
Man, and it was crazy. Like, not saying that he wasn't famous back in the Bill Cosby days, but like he disappeared for a while after the show Bill Cosby went off, and then
Mm.
he came back with a force. I mean, he was everywhere. So to me, I
Yeah.
just felt like he had his like second breath of fame, and like
Hmm.
he was on and popping, then, but now it's like, I and just losing him, man, is almost like losing a family member. What's going on with this grown and sexy?
That's
Do I
my,
need
that's
do we
my,
need
that's my lovely wife talking about her birthday coming up.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want to know them. Look, we want to know the detail, but not them details. Don't get too deep. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
man. And then also, I don't know much. I never experienced Ozzy Osbourne. I think he was past my time. But
Mm.
you have any good memories with Ozzy?
I really don't, man. I'm a musician, but I don't have any real myself personally with the Osbournes. I do know that the Osbourne area was around the time of the Jacksons Five.
Okay.
That little bit
Okay.
that I do know, cause if you remember the movie,
Mhm.
what is America Dream with the Jacksons, how they talked
Mhm.
about how the Osbournes ain't got nothing on Michael and stuff like that. So I do know that was in that same gender, in that same era. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I believe it was the Osbournes. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh,
Mm. Well,
yeah.
one thing we grew up on, and shout out to the Hill and Whitfield family. One thing I remember growing up, when I was around, is us getting together and watching WrestleMania. You remember we used to do that like it was New Year.
Boy, what you say?
And we used to have them WrestleMania parties, man. So just seeing Hulk Hogan, passing away was very, very touching a little bit, But check this out. So
Hmm.
in 2007, I don't know if you know this, but in 2007 he was shunned for some very colorful racist comments that he made, right?
Hogan?
And yeah, Hogan, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, the brother made some racist comments. I think he just said like the N word. For some reason, black people we can say it, but apparently they can't say it. Which I mean, I get it. I get it. Um, I choose,
don't you
even
don't you
me.
start there. Don't you start.
I ain't gonna get us counsel before we get
don't,
started, right?
don't you
I'm
don't
just
you
look. I ain't gonna get started, but like I can go on a whole rant about that. Not saying that I agree with what he did. I just feel like we should get rid of the word. That's just my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Even though, and I catch myself saying it, one or two times, but now I try not to even say that. I try to say like Negro, right? But
Hmm.
he said this in a recording or whatever, and man, it was some very tough comments made after he passed away. Like,
Really?
man, that WWE universe have no chill.
Oh
I'm
really?
his last, as a matter of fact, his last. I believe this was his last appearance was at the previous WrestleMania, and he was on there to promote his new beer or whatever. So apparently, when you're a wrestler, that's one of the things you do. You either become an actor or you have your own beer. Shout out to Stone Cold.
I was thinking
Um,
that same one,
but
Stone Cold.
but he was promoting his beer, and man, throughout the whole thing, you couldn't hear what he was saying because the crowd was booing so loud. I never heard someone get booed so bad.
For Hogan?
He got yes because of that recording. The crowd booed him so bad, and like
Oh
they
wow.
can get loud. They can get really loud. But
Oh
yeah, man,
yeah.
they was making some very bad comments about him, man, and I felt bad for the guy. Because I guess to me, this is just my opinion. It happened in 2007. I feel like people can feel bad about the decisions that they made,
Right.
right?
Right.
But it's like when are we gonna be human and just say, okay, the man made a mistake. Let's move on.
But on that note, is one thing for the peoples to say he made a mistake. It's another thing if he himself said, you know what, I was wrong when I said that. I don't know what was said. I don't follow it like that. But you know what I'm saying? The people can say, yeah, he made a mistake, but like, and we gonna get into, some of us supposed to talk about our history last week. Um, it's
Mhm.
it's it's one thing when you yourself make a mistake and you come back and you apologize to the people. I believe that probably
Right.
would have, probably went over better, than just saying whatever he said. Like I said, I don't know. I stopped following wrestling, but I believe if he would have came back and said, you know what, I made a mistake on this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said blase, blase, blase. You know what I'm saying? Then it probably would have went over well with the people. I mean, Hogan, man, that was America's hero. When it came to wrestling, Hogan was one of the
He was.
legends. He was shoot.
He
He
was.
was the wrestling foundation. You know what I'm saying? Hogan had it all. He
Mhm.
had the dolls, had the little cartoon thing. Hogan was the man when it came to wrestling. Hogan, Ric
Right.
Flair, all them guys. You know what I'm saying? Junkyard Dog,
Yeah.
all them folks. Here.
Nature
Man,
boy.
shoot, man. What
I just feel. I think he. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna go back and look into it, and then next week, I definitely give everyone an answer. But I believe that he did apologize in some shape, form, or
Oh,
fashion.
okay. Okay.
And the reason why I believe that is because when this happened, of course, WWE didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Like, like they snatched all of his paraphernalia out of the things. I mean, I mean, they a business, a public business. So, yeah. See, my mom did say, my mother-in-law, she did say he did apologize,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
um, but so they, WWE snatched everything away from him.
Hmm.
He wasn't showing up at the public events. You couldn't buy his stuff at the events. You can probably buy it on like eBay or Amazon or something like that. But like they pretty much dismissed it. I think he even lost his
So
contract.
they black
But
they
then
they they
eventually,
blackballed him basically.
well, I wouldn't say blackballed him because I mean, he pretty much did it to himself by making that decision. But he came back. They brought him back. Like he was making public appearances again. He was out promoting his stuff. It's just I just think like people don't have a forgiving heart, right? I mean, we can go. I mean, I can go real deep into it, right?
Hmm.
But like, even look at the thing with Kales. What happened with R. Kelly or Mr. Robert Kelly when that happened with him. Not saying what he did wasn't wrong, but then once it happened, people was like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to. I don't even listen to his music no more." It's like, man, come on, like be real. You still bumping and grinding, you know what I'm saying? You still putting the key in there and mixing. Like I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say I don't step in the name of love every now and then, like
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah, I get it.
Like the man, yes, that's what yes, he did something very terrible, right?
Right.
But I mean, don't people always want to act like, oh yeah, I was never a fan. I can't sit here and say I was never a Hulk Hogan fan because I was.
Right. Yeah.
Now did he do something wrong at that point in time? Yeah, but don't we all?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We all make those mistakes. The man came back and apologized, and I felt like even just in his death, we should show some type of grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Especially.
that's and I felt bad for that.
Mm.
Because now his family, shot, condolences to the family, but his family has to read that stuff too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I
You
get it,
know,
man. We can't dismiss who a person was in our lives. You know what I'm saying? You can't dismiss the legacy of Hulk Hogan and what he did. The same thing with R. Kelly. Now we don't agree with the mistakes in which he made, but you can't deny that he is one of the best
Mhm.
songwriters out there. I don't whether it's gospel, R&B, R. Kelly is one of the best that's out there. Have you heard his new joints he don't made from prison?
I heard that. I heard the what's the Chris Brown song that everybody been residuals.
Mhm.
I heard that. Now that was fire.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, like so, yeah. I mean, he's still out here doing what he
Right.
do.
Right.
Even in, well, not out here, but he's in there doing what he do.
Mhm.
But like I just feel like you do the crime, you do the time, but like I don't know. I just think sometimes people are so high and mighty that we forget that we fall short too. We just not in the public eye.
Yeah. That.
Imagine how many people that are the color of Hulk Hogan that's going around saying the N word, but they don't get as shunned as Hulk Hogan because they not in the public eye. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
Right. Right. I get
imagine how many times people go to Walmart and buy baby oil.
that.
Oh, okay, I leave it alone. I leave it alone. I leave it alone. I'm just saying, just imagine how much Johnson was sold out. Like he did it was just, he just like baby oil. He used the baby oil for the slip and slide. Leave that man alone. He leaves that thing for the slip and
Yeah.
slide. And that's why he had all that baby oil, all that Johnson.
Mm,
But yeah, man, it's just I guess I mean, when you're in the public eye I mean, it comes with a lot more responsibilities. Shout out to Apostle Tate, who always say, from whom much is
much is
given, much is
right.
required,
Right.
right?
Right.
And like, I mean, that's a lot to be given to someone to be in the public eye,
Mm,
but sometimes, I mean, sometimes you make mistakes,
mm.
and you can't be perfect all the time, which is tough.
Well.
You
See,
know,
that's. I'm not necessarily in the public eye, right? But just being a preacher, right? It's like
right,
people don't allow you to be human. The peoples put such an expectation on you to where when you fail, now it's like, you just don't did wrong. You forget the simple fact that these people are humans. One thing I listen to a lot of podcasters, and I love to see how these guys think. I looked at listen Kevin Hart one time, and he was talking about when he got caught up with this mistress in Vegas, I believe is where he was, and he told him,
yeah,
he said, you got to understand this. He said, I asked for this. He said, I know this come with it. He said, I know with my fame and everything that I do. He say, I know. He say, I agree to put my life in the public eye. So I can't get mad when the
hmm,
public give their opinion. He say, but it's just that. It's just their opinion because they don't know everything that went
right,
on. You know what I'm saying? So we have to have that room to just be who we are. That's why a lot of pastors and preachers, man, be stressed out because you want them to be perfect. You want them not to make no mistake. You want them to always say the right thing. You don't want them to never lose their cool. You want them to always be holier than thou, and that's just not life. You know what I'm saying? We got to give these
right.
people's room to be human. You know what I'm saying? Not the superstar, not the movie star, not the wrestler. You know what I'm saying? But give these people some grace to be human because, like you said earlier, we all make mistakes. None of us do everything completely right. So we all need that same grace and that same mercy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't got baby oil, but I got oil at the house, and I done said the N word a couple of times. You know,
hmm People
let
would
me
judge you
let me
for
see what.
buying dollar bread instead of the name brand.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Shout out to my auntie T. I don't know if she listening, but look, we get on my auntie about this all the time, right? Because my auntie would literally go to Walmart, buy the great value stuff, and we laugh at because it's like, okay, granted, not saying we don't buy great value stuff, we do. It just to like a certain point, right? Like we can't buy the great value cereal. It just don't taste right. It don't taste the same, right? It just tastes less sweet or whatever, right? Whereas my aunt, she whatever got a deal, it does. So when Angel said that, it just brought it back. I'm sorry, Auntie, for that, because I am one of those people. Angel, get off my toes now. We ain't at church. Look, get off my toes. Look. But yeah, I mean, they judge you for anything, man.
Yeah,
Like I ain't gonna lie, like I judge some of the men when I'm walking down the street with my wife and I see the men have they women walking on the
close
outside
to the street.
or they're like walking close to the street.
Oh,
Oh, that
bro,
irritates me.
no, no,
Oh, that irritates me.
no.
But I was like, that ain't my child. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Like I tell Tanisha all the time, like let me see her walking close to the street. We got
It's
problems,
gonna be
you
a
know.
serious
Like
problem.
gonna be some issues now. And I granted, I ain't the most gentleman of the gentlemen, right? Like I don't, like, but see, my wife gangster to a certain extent too. Like sometimes I'd be like, I pull the car up when it's raining. She like, no, I just walk. Say, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you sure? Like, yeah, stuff like that, or like she don't wait on me to open the door and nothing like that. So,
My
but
wife,
it's certain things like
my wife say I'm too slow. I used, I used to be going and try to open the door.
you
She be
too
like, "Babe, I
slow.
love you. You just too
Yeah.
slow."
Talk too much. You talk to too many people. You talk to too many people. But yeah, like I don't know. I just think when it got something to do with the safety of our women, man, that's where I draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like that's a safety. That's a
Yeah,
safety.
yeah.
Because then we was in Florida and them folks can't drive. I thought Atlanta folk can't drive. Them Florida people, they don't care. They don't. They don't. They don't care. You hear me? She said, and is.
I tell her whatever she said about me, and I'm going to make this worldwide announcement. Whatever Sharonica his angel Hill say about Bishop Laura Hill, I belong to her.
She did
She
choose
did
you.
choose me twice.
She said I do. Real quick before we get started with our topic of the day, because I know we're supposed to be talking about our past and stuff, which would be a good segment. But Bishop and I, well, Old School and I, have a very debate that we need people to help us solve. So the debate is, when you make Kool-Aid, do you put the water
Oh, the
first?
sugar.
Or do you put the sugar and the Kool-Aid packet first? Y'all let us know. If you watching, if you're not, if you're watching the playback, still comment, let us know. How do you make your Kool-Aid? Do you
Mm-hmm.
do the water first? Or do you put the sugar in the Kool-Aid packet first? Now, if you don't drink Kool-Aid, this ain't for you. So don't come on here being like we shouldn't drink Kool-Aid. Look, this ain't for you. Don't come over here ruin our good time. All right. If you on your weight loss journey, you ain't doing all that sugar. We love you for that. Don't come over here ruining what we got
Yes,
going
sir.
on. But how do you make Kool-Aid? Because I just think he is
No,
diabolical for putting the water
the
first.
water,
Like that's
the
a lot.
water stop. It helps stops the sugar from sticking to the bottom.
Oh, that means you don't stir good.
See,
You
you
see, you
said
gotta
that
have
last
these
time.
on. You gotta have them on. Put the ones
Water,
out.
hey, that go
You put
one,
the
and that's your
ones out.
mama. That's your mama.
No, brother. I'm gonna call you after this.
Go.
I'm gonna call you
You all
after this.
right, me? You all
She don't know
right?
no better.
You all
She don't know no better.
right?
She
Hey,
don't know
I
no
got
better.
one.
She don't
I
know
got
no better.
one. I got one that say water. I got one.
She don't count. My mama don't count. She don't know no better. Come on, mom. You supposed to. Hey, you supposed. I think she the one that taught me how to make
Oh,
Kool-Aid. What happened?
apparently you
Oh no,
being
Lord.
disobedient because you doing it wrong. You hear what your mama say? Do the water first.
Jesus Christ! All right. So while that come in, yeah, let us know. Oh, water.
Water got
I
one. It
can't do
say
it.
it stops. It stops Kool-Aid and sugar from exactly. Exactly.
Well, y'all,
Exactly.
I don't know what type of sugar and Kool-Aid y'all be getting. Cause mine's never stop. Mine's never stick.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Y'all got that. Y'all got that. But see, to my mama point, sometimes her'll be a little sweet. Now she can make some real good tea, but sometimes
I don't.
her
I don't.
Kool-Aid
I
had
don't
like
care whether it's sweet or bitter. She put the water first. I don't care.
that means y'all putting in too much sugar. That is. Y'all putting in too much sugar. y'all gotta put it. Y'all put it too much sugar. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is. But anywho, man. So we were talking about mistakes and everything. I know you was about to get ready to start talking about it. So and we know we want to tell everybody pretty much about our story and everything. Why they come in and like don't forget y'all. We still asking y'all this question. We need to know.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, man. The beginning, I suppose.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
I wasn't
My
there.
my beginning. Uh, I'm always a open book. My beginning is I was I was young and stupid. I allowed like I said when I preached in Tennessee, I allowed other people to groom me into who they wanted me to be. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day when beatboxing, what's the thing. I used to be real good. I used to be pretty good at it, And
I heard you was pretty
yeah,
good at that. Yeah,
I used to be pretty good at it. And I was asked, a couple of times to leave my school because just me and my brother. He'll say, bro, I need you to come to this school, man. I got this rap battle, man. I got a rap battle. I need you. You know what I'm saying? And together, man, we was unstoppable. But I wasn't thinking about my future and stuff like that. So just listening to other people, and they influence and allowing them to actually help guide my life in the direction that they want it to go. Um, I would say I was very young and naive, you know, cause this one thing that that I learned from the beginning. We talking about the beginning, right? And
yeah.
the beginning, I was taught about I was taught about how to get women in sex, but I was not taught about responsibility. and
Mm-hmm.
and in doing that, it was I created a long line of hurt and disappointment and shattered dreams. You know what I'm saying? Because I was taught, I was taught about sex, but I wasn't taught about how to be a father. I wasn't taught about how to be in a stable relationship. I wasn't taught about how to be faithful. You know what I'm saying, to one woman, and it's just a lot of things that I wish I would have learned back then that I know now, because like I
Mm-hmm.
say, I created a long line of hurt and disappointment that I had to go back and apologize for. I can't change it. You know what I'm saying? But I had to
Right.
go back and apologize. Like with you when me and you talked. Only thing I could do was just apologize for it. It's just a lot of stuff that
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So it took years. It took years. When I actually finally grew up, as I would say, I was what? I was in my late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around in there. When I came and had that conversation with you and your sisters, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, probably late
Yeah,
30s.
yeah, cause y'all was darn near grown. Jet was just coming out of
Mhm.
high school, and Kiki was on her way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm So I didn't. And this is just me. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, hopefully I tell y'all all the time, learn from my mistakes, because a lot of stuff I didn't know. I hurt a whole bunch of people along the way. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And including your mom, other women's that I was with, ex-wives, you know what I'm saying? I can't say that everything was always their fault, because I know I had a whole lot to do with it. I was young, I was
Mm.
immature, and I didn't know how to be the man that they needed at that time in their life.
Mm. I mean, because I know you. I heard like a. So I heard this story.
Mm-hmm.
And then I never asked you this, so I want you to confirm or deny because I thought it was a crazy
What's
story.
that?
I thought it was one of those old exaggeration stories. You know how them old folk be exaggerating stories. They was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Man, I used to walk to school barefooted, and the snow was up the hill, and all that." So that was his story. I need you to confirm because uh, I just needed to be confirmed. So I was told that it was a big snowstorm in Atlanta when I was younger, and you walked from Ben Hill to Woods Drive Bankhead
Mm-hmm.
or overlooking Atlanta. I don't know where we was at the time.
Woods.
And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that true?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Uh,
I be struggling walking 2 miles a day. And you walking in the snow?
well, well,
Ooh.
well. I don't forgot exactly how old you was at that time, but still the same. The little bit that I did know is that
Mm-hmm.
regardless of you and your mom was my responsibility. So
Okay.
I don't forgot what it was that she needed at that time, but it was my job to get it there. So yeah, I walked. Cause that was the only way I. That's the only way that I had. So I got up and I I walked. Yep,
Mm.
that's a true story.
That's I thought that was an old exaggeration. I said it had to be closer than Big
No,
Head.
cause
That had to be like
like
right here.
people don't believe it when I tell them that I literally walked from Griffin, Georgia to Forest Park. I walked.
See, ooh, that's why your feet be
That's
hurting. I see that now. Y'all see love for life. This is why he can't hold his
yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
This is why he can't have shoes in his on his feet because all this walking.
yeah, yeah.
All this walking.
But
This
like
is
at that
exaggeration.
time at that time, you know, I was doing the best that I knew. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, but it's just I don't know. It's just I don't know. I did the best that I knew at the time. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I knew that I had a responsibility. That I knew,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I did whatever was I had to do in order to try and get it done. Um, I didn't know how to be faithful. And I believe that was the
Mm.
biggest issue. I knew I had a responsibility. I didn't know how to be faithful. And that's what
Right. So how does that how does that translate to now though? Because I mean, you got a wife, okay, so from our perspective, now when I say our, I'm saying like me and my siblings,
hmm
right? Because to us it wasn't that you didn't know how to father or you didn't know how to be a dad. This is just how we looked at it. It was more so hold on, I got distracted, so let me go and get that out there. She said, oh, that's with we don't walk now. I'm just
I ain't stood my wife.
we don't walk now. But anyway, like so, to us, it wasn't that you didn't know how to be a dad. We just felt like you didn't know how to be a dad to the people that was outside the household. Like from my perspective, I felt like you always been good as providing for the people where you were staying,
hmm
right? So whoever you was staying with, you was providing, and you was a good dad to them
hmm
and whoever was in the house,
hmm
right? Whereas it was like like we was here too.
Right.
So like we saw, like, because we saw you being, and I think that was one of the things we had talked about too, is like you can do that for them, why you just couldn't do it for us.
hmm
So I think so like does that sound a little
I,
bit
I, I, I
accurate?
didn't, and honestly, if it be, well, I can't talk about most, man. I talk about me. I did not know how to
Right.
be that co-parent. You know what I'm saying? I never
Mhm.
seen that. What y'all seen and what y'all experienced was what I seen and what I experienced. because my dad,
Mm-hmm.
I was a daddy's boy. I love him. You know what I'm saying? But we the same thing that you all saw, like with my siblings, on his side, he was more there. He was more hanging out with them, more doing stuff with them. You know what I'm saying? And he come and seeing us every now and then. That's just what I knew. I did not know how to be that co-parent. I did not know how to be that absentee parent. I didn't know how to balance everything. And you may have a lot of people out here that's actually going through that thing. It ain't some fact that they just bad guys. Some people, they just don't know because you never been taught. You know what I'm saying? How do you teach a dad how to be that absent parent? How do you teach that mom how to be that co-parent? You know what I'm saying? I never seen that. I was never taught that. So
Right.
y'all experience, and it's sad to say, y'all experience a lot of the disappointment and hurt that we grew up in, because that's pretty much the way
Mm-hmm.
our lives was. So that was, at that time, that was just all that I knew.
Mm. I think that's a lot of people from. I mean, that's what a lot of people deal with. It's like more of a what is it called? Like a product of their environment,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then it's like, how I used to look at it was like, if to me, right, like I would never treat my future child the way I felt when I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I do see people that does that. And it's like, hey, like if you experience this, why would you want your child to experience it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the trend, like eventually someone has to stop that what they call generational curse,
Mm-hmm.
right? And to me, I feel like it's not more of a curse, it's more of like a decision to just say, I got to be better than what I like. I have to be better than that person, or I have to treat my child better than how I was treated,
Mm-hmm.
type thing. So always being there for us. Sometimes what you go through, what you don't want to do to your child and or your kids. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what I was trying to get to. And even like you say, learning from other folks' mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like, what was the turning point for you to say, okay, I gotta get this together?
I tell everybody, and this may be a cliche, as some people would say. It was honestly when I got my relationship right with God. He showed me in His
Mm,
eyes. You know what I'm saying? He showed me all of the hurt that I've done, all the disappointment. He showed me all of that, and I thank Him for giving me the opportunity to come back and make it right. If you remember,
mm-hmm.
like I told y'all, I say, look, y'all grown. I say, I can't raise you because you're grown. I say, but if you would allow me, I want to be here. I can advise you. I want to be here. I apologize for what I did, because honestly, until God got a hope to me, I didn't see it. And that's just being honest. I didn't see it. I was going through it, but I didn't really see the effects of it until God really showed me, hey, look, this is where your life is headed. This is what you're doing. These are the people that you're hurting. And it's up to you to fix this. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
and and it was my job then, but not just for you all. You know what I'm saying? I had to go back to y'all moms and apologize. That's the only thing I
mm,
really can do. I can't change none of the hurt. I can't change none of the disappointment. But I could sincerely, from my heart, what I'm saying, apologize, what I'm saying, for whatever hurt that I may have caused. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
my
right.
turning point was when
Mm-hmm.
God actually really showed me and said, you know what?
Yeah, he'll do
And
that.
he was like, hey, you need to fix this. But that's, and like I say,
Mm,
I was going through it, but I didn't. I saw y'all through my step kids now. Well, they're not my step kids because we don't do step, but just for the purpose of the podcast. But for
Mm-hmm.
the from I seen how they was made promises and it didn't come through. They was told
Mm-hmm.
this was gonna happen and it didn't come through. And through they hurt and they disappointment, I saw me with y'all. You know what? I
Mm-hmm.
did this to my kids. I was saying this same stuff to my kids. I was breaking these same promises to my kids. And even though they said that it didn't, you could see the hurt. You could see the disappointment. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw us through them. And I had to get that right. I
Yeah.
had to fix. I couldn't leave that right there. I had to fix that. As
Mm-hmm.
strong as my wife is, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes she went through some things. You know what I'm saying. She would. It wasn't necessarily about just trying to just get back with the daddy, but it was to seeing the hurt that was on her kids,
Mm-hmm.
which put me in the mind of your mama Jay and your mama. You know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I saw me through them. I saw us through them, and you know what? I see what I got to get this right. I got to
Right.
fix this. I
Right.
can't leave this like.
I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. Shout out to JD, man. You know, like this man tuned in at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning to watch the recordings. But he say, I want a kid, however, I'm a little insensitive, I think is what he
Mm-hmm.
meant, when it comes to certain things. So for that I don't participate. Don't want to come off heartless to them.
Mm-hmm.
I hold on. I'm a little insensitive when it comes to certain things. So for that, I don't participate. Don't want to come out. I think you got to give yourself a little bit of grace, cousin. And I'll leave it at that, and we can talk more about it
Mm-hmm.
a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But I so I'm gonna tell you something that I don't think you ever realize. Do you know the first time I actually called you dad as an adult
Mm-mm.
was in Tennessee.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
When we was in Tennessee and I was shaking that bad and didn't know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
the first time I ever called you dad, I told Tanisha, I said, go get my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I need my dad. That was the first time. Because I always called you old school because I felt like the title of dad belonged to my granddad TC,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time, no,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I used to call you old school.
Mm-hmm.
So then the first time, and I don't know what happened, and I think God did this on purpose because you got to think about it. I wasn't in Atlanta. Well, my original support, my original, my soldiers was like my mom, my auntie, and all
Right.
that. So we had to depend on each other
Mm-hmm.
at that point in time.
Right.
So I felt that God did his big one there because yeah, that was the first time I was like, uh, I told Tanisha, I was like, I need to get like, don't get nobody else, just get my
Well,
dad.
well, think
Like,
about it. Think about it now. If you really truly think about it, because honestly, I wasn't. I don't hide it. I was not a good dad at all. I know this. So and that's why I take my hat off to Nod. You know what I'm saying? And your granddad. You know what I'm saying? Because they raised you to come to be a hell of a man. You know what I'm saying? But if you really think about it, if you think about it, like at y'all graduations, I never sat in the front. I would
mm-hmm,
always sit in the back. And when it was all said and done, I will let y'all know that I was there. But unless y'all call me for pictures and stuff like that, I will walk away. Because I know that that accomplishment in y'all life, I had nothing to do with that. So, and this
mm-hmm,
just me. So I knew I had nothing to do with that. So I don't jump front and center when y'all making all these great accomplishments. Y'all moms did that. Y'all moms and whoever they was with, they the ones that did that. So if they up and they taking pictures and they, smiling and saying, look at my, they deserve that. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
at the point in time, some people will get upset if their child say, well, I never called you daddy. Well, I wasn't one. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. And I don't hide that. I stay open to, hopefully this will help somebody. But one thing I had to do, first of all, son, I had to be real with me. I
Mm-hmm.
had to honestly look at me. God had to show me me. And when God showed me, then I could make the right adjustments that I really and truly needed to make for everybody involved. Because if through my inconsistencies, through my ups and downs, through my trying to figure out life, man, I hurt some people's, man, and the only thing I could do is just go back and apologize. And if
Mm-hmm.
through God's grace and mercy that they would still allow me to be any part of their life. I'm just talking about me. I can only talk
Right.
about me. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't I didn't have that right to me. It's just me. I don't care if I was your sperm donor. I was not a father to you.
Mm.
I was not a dad to you and your
Right.
sisters. And I knew that. But I took that on as a man and said, you know what, Hill, you did this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I give my kudos to those who stepped up and did what I was not man enough to do at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think you. Hold on, JD again.
Hmm.
He says, "My father don't speak to me anymore because I call HP pops. Some things has to be earned for real, for real."
And that
Yeah,
is
I mean,
true.
I do agree with that.
Hmm.
I do agree with that. I mean, I there is, I mean, I think one thing you always taught us is that there was no such thing. One thing you believed in is there's no such thing as steps, right?
Hmm.
Just heads up, y'all. Like, please make sure y'all comment, like, share, subscribe. We may go just a little bit over because conversation getting good apparently from what as I see on the chat. But um, but like you always taught us about there's no such thing as step because we ain't stepping on nobody. Ain't no doormats around
Right.
here, right?
Hmm.
And like and I just want to take the time to shout out to those because just listening to JD and everything, just shout out to those dads that did step up. Um, so if you want to say step dad, just say step up dad because they did step up.
Hmm.
And just and the village, like even if they not in the house, because I could tell you, man, like besides Nod and beside my granddad, like I had a great village of men. Like shout out to uh Papa Burns
Hmm.
who was there. Just it was a lot of like people like Mr. Wynn in my school and everything. So it was a lot of people there. But then as my mom said earlier, like shout out to you too because you got it. I mean, she said it. She said it more. She said it perfectly. Like it's better late than never, right?
Hmm.
I mean, you did come and you had that conversation, right? And we're now able to have that relationship.
Hmm.
Um, the girls are able to have that relationship with you. Um,
Ah,
I'm able to have that relationship. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
sir.
So it's God does some things, man, that we don't really know. So I mean, if I can give people advice from this side of the conversation is that like never close that door,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
I feel like it's so easy to close that door because of hurt, right? And it's so easy to just say like I don't want to have anything to do with that with this person and this person did this and this person did that. But my one of my biggest fears in life is to to be looking down on someone and the last thing I said was something hurtful,
Right.
or I'm sitting there and I'm looking down on someone and I'm having that should have, could have, would have mentality. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's I feel like it was great that we all left the door open for that for that conversation. So I would just say, I mean, he just left the screen, y'all. Like, I don't know what happened. But I would just say, like, yeah, please like make sure that, you leave that door open for, whenever those things come. I mean, because they will actually, God will give them the light and show them like, hey, like get this together, go talk to your child. And when they do, I just really hope and pray that you keep that door open to have that conversation with them. One of the things that I told Old School when he talked to me, was that I just said, hey, like, look, I say, I'm at a point now where I don't need to be raised. Like I said, I was already grown.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, we can get a relationship, but like I don't need at that point in time. I told him like I don't need a dad because I'm already grown.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, get it right with them girls because they're still growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, now we talk on the phone probably every other
If
day.
not every day.
We worship together, if not every day, right? You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like, you the bishop at Love for Life. I'm the minister.
Mm-hmm.
I caught us on the pulpit at the same time. It's we hang out and everything like that. So I mean, it is. JD said it best. Like, hopefully this does give people hope to like it's gonna come around. But when it does come around, like don't close that door.
Well,
Listen them out. 'Cause they could have a story that you don't know.
mm-hmm.
I understand that you hurt, but one one of the good things is that one of the things is that God tell us to forgive. So we have to do that.
Mm-hmm. But you have to well I had to I had
How
to
you doing
I
this?
had to also like you said what you told me, what I'm saying, you was already grown, what I'm saying, you don't need a daddy, you already grown. Most folks would be like, well, who are you talking to? What I'm saying? No, that's your truth. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
that's that that's your that's your truth. And when you're absent, you have to be open enough to hear whatever it is that the kids got to say. You know what I'm saying? Because you were right. You was grown. You know what I'm saying? I can't raise you. You grown. But you say, you know what? Hey, we can work on our relationship. Be there, be there for them girls. So I had to, I had to take whatever it is you all had to say from you to the
Mm-hmm.
girls. If your mom, well, both of your moms, you might well say your mama, meet your mama Jay. You know what I'm saying? I had to take it, whatever. The majority giving me life, right? But the thing about it is, um, you could only be accountable for you. And I'm at a stage now to where I'm a granddaddy, right? But let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you something. I don't know how to be a granddaddy. You know what I'm saying? So this
Right.
something that I'm learning in my life is that I'm a granddaddy now. So now how do I do this part of my
Right.
life and do this part right? You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I got grandbabies, and I don't want my grandbabies not to know who their granddaddy is. I was named after my
Right.
granddaddy. Don't know nothing about the man, except for I got his name. That's it. That's the only thing. I don't remember ever seeing him. None of that. But I
Yeah.
was named after my granddaddy, who I don't know. So even on that, I have to. It's stages in life. As things change, you have to grow with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to be a responsible father. Thank God, I'm still growing in that area. I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything. Um, but now, you know what I'm saying? Not only am I a father, I'm a grandfather. Okay, so
Mm.
now, Laura, how do you be a good grandfather? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be willing to look at you and say, you know what, I need. I said it in Tennessee. You got to be willing to look at you and say, you know what, I need help in this area, because
Mm,
that's the only thing that's going to make you good. That's the well, talk about me. That's the only thing that made me good for my wife now, for the kids now, for the grandkids now, is that I can look back and say, you know what, I'm not good in this area, and I need somebody to help teach me this. Our problem as men is that sometimes we don't know how to go and ask for help.
right.
And that was my shortcomings. Even even now, I still got stuff that I'm learning, that I'm working on. I'm 50 years old and I'm still learning. Some people be,
Mm,
well, man, around about now you should have it together. No, no, I shouldn't. Everybody grow in their time. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And we have to learn how to take responsibility to say, you know what, hey, I did this. You know what
right.
I'm saying? That's why I take my hat off to Nod. I give that man the utmost respect. I don't know what y'all relationship is, but I do know when I wasn't there, he was. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I went up to him. I don't know if he probably. I went up to him one day. I said, Nod, I appreciate you, man. I
Yeah.
say, I
Yeah.
thank
I
you.
remember saying that. Hmm.
I say, I appreciate you because you did what I didn't do. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And sometimes you just got to be man enough to admit that. Why you get mad at this man for doing what you didn't do? He stayed. He
Hmm.
raised them. He was there. Give that man his kudos. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, well, who the dad over there? No, that he got two daddies. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but you have to you have to learn, man. With me, I I have to learn what my weakness is. And Lord God, I hope this hope. I'm sorry. I hope this helps somebody. You have to learn what your weaknesses are
Hmm.
if you're going to make yourself better for your family. And you just got to admit, I need help in this area. I needed help trying to come into my grown kid's life, trying to be a daddy. You know what I'm saying? I needed somebody to guide me through that. I need help right now at 50 years old. I have grandbabies and I don't know how to be a grandfather to them
I think you just
grandbabies.
have. I think the only thing you got to do is have candy and some change to put in your pocket and make it like jiggle a little
I
bit.
can do that. I can
Yeah.
do that. I can do that.
Look, the chat is going off right now, so I'm gonna have to read through it. I know some of it is cut off. It said this is from Jet, one of my sisters. She says it's interesting to hear this because the other day I was talking to my sister about how I do want my dad to be a part of more moments in my life and realized that he did show up for us eventually, but I can't lie, it makes me sad because now I feel I'm not doing anything for him to come and celebrate.
Wow. But she don't have to do nothing. The
And
simple fact,
maybe
we just
maybe like
have to
next
make
week
the
we can
time.
maybe next week I'll talk to him, see if we can get them on too. I think this be a good
Yeah.
conversation as well.
Yeah, we
Uh
just we just have to we just have to make the necessary time. That's my problem. And anybody who know me, you got my phone number. Maybe you can help me with it. My problem is managing my time because my life is at my church. I'm either at my job, so I need to learn how to manage that time in there to where you know what I'm saying. My daughter, she ain't got to do nothing for me to come and celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate you just because you my baby. We just
mm,
have to learn how to manage that time to set up to
yeah.
actually start doing stuff together.
Then it says brother E says there's no book of parenting, but when you become grandparents, you are better grandparents than you were parents. Yeah.
mm.
Uh, let's
Lord,
see what else.
Laura said Corey name after his granddaddy.
I was looking for that one. Oh, there you go. There you go, right there. Corey named after his granddad. There it is. There it is. It's a lot of haze and say that they loving on each other. Cuzzo said I'm stupid. I don't know what I did, but he said, "Yes, we do. I'll text you to set something up." Oh, well, I think that was a different conversation. The conversations it's a long conversation going on in there. It says,
Mm-hmm.
and I thank God for Old School and Shamika Harris. Y'all gave me my oldest son. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I take that. And I think we just lost Old School. Um, I really do hope y'all this conversation is oh, there you go. This conversation is very insightful. And I think the goal, like one of the goals for us to tell this story, and if you ever hear Old School preach, if you ever hear Old School preach, he tell you his story, you know. Sometimes I tell him, I say, man, look, I heard you preach for about probably about the last 2-3 years, and you know, I know everything you about to say, because you'll say you're a homeowner, you'll say your dad be dead. I say, look, now it's time to give yourself some grace, you
Yeah.
know. And we all make mistakes, and I think, we also, when we're asking people for forgiveness, sometimes it's hard to. One thing we forget to do is forgive ourselves, and I
Yeah.
think I thought, and it was a pleasure to see that journey even through you, because you used to beat yourself up for those things,
Still
and
do.
yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
you're a lot better,
I'm a
now,
whole,
man. You're a
whole
whole
lot
lot
better.
better, but like, you definitely, like, we used to see it, especially in your preaching, where you used to beat yourself up over it and everything like that. So hold on, let me see. Eric says, hey, I would love to tell the story about me and my dad relationship. Okay. All right, now we'll hold you up to that. We'll hold you to that one day. Everybody saying that this was a great conversation. Yep. My mom said you have to give yourself grace. You know. Hold on, some more stuff coming in. Uh, y'all give up, y'all blowing us up, and I love it. Y'all give us a minute. We're trying to get through everybody. Always, I tell anybody my dad's favorite line is, I can only
Only
tell you about
tell
me.
you about me.
we put that on a we need to put that on a bingo board. We need to put that on. We'll be preaching one day. Somebody gonna yell bingo. We're like, yep, he done said it. He done said it. He said he be here well, they say you be here all the time now. Um, that's right, D. He needs to start giving himself some grace. Yeah, like, she said you beat yourself up all the time. And then you and Eric got some shout out for Lori. She said y'all drove 2 days for her, which y'all did. Good Lord. Yeah, I did. But yeah, I say, man, like, here's my advice, right? My advice. So from on this side, from the child side, and then I give it to you, a little bit of experience of like seeing what you experience old school. So my advice for anybody who's listening, who's going through the same scenario, right, is that, once again, like I said at first, like, keep that door open. Never completely never completely close this, because close that door, because there is going to come a time where they're going to want to sit down and have a conversation. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying be foolish about it. Like, if you don't, I had to tell some young men this too. Like, if you don't feel comfortable doing, going to spend the night, or going somewhere, you feel like the conversation gonna get crazy or whatever, either do it over the phone, or do it at a restaurant, do it at a park, just whatever you want to do, make sure you're comfortable in it, but leave that door open.
Mm,
And then from what I experienced old school go through, is like, give yourself grace, because there was a time where the kids had, me and my sisters had forgave you and having relationships with you, but then I still see you preaching, but while you preaching, you beating yourself up still. So, like, if I can tell anybody who's on the parent side, it's like, make sure y'all give yourself some grace. E said, hey, check this out. Only time a man need help when he asks for him, dude, you already you already healing, so that's a good thing. Y'all, I'm gonna read it exactly how you put it out here now. So if it ain't, if you say it wrong or you get that thing, I can't put words in your mouth. Jet says at the end of the day, Dad, we have all forgiven the past. There's no need to feel bad anymore. We love you regardless. Yeah, yeah. Uh, you have some well said. You have some yes, and you have some. Laura said, "We love you super much." That's a lot. That's a lot of love. She love you super
That's a
much.
lot of love.
That's a lot of love. But yeah, I mean, what's some advice you got, old school? I know you look like you look emotional over there. What's on your
I would
mind?
um I would say um you is up to you to make the wrongs right. And I could not go in um defensive, and what I mean is that I couldn't go talk to my kids with my guards up ready to defend me. I just had to hear what they had to say. Because at the end of the day, everybody is entitled to their own feelings. You can't tell a person how they should feel. It's
Mm,
their feelings. So you have to be willing to go into and listen, and it may hurt, because it hurted me, but it was my kid's truth. And I had to take that. I had to take every disappointment. I mean, we talked, we cried, we went through it all. But through it all, you have to make the decision. You have to make the decision that it's something that you want to do. I wanted to change. I didn't want to keep going through this life with kids that I didn't even know. When I really came into my kids' life, my son was grown. My oldest daughter, well, my second oldest daughter was grown. One was coming out of high school, and the other one was right behind her. So I missed a whole lot of opportunities in life that I wanted to make right. But it's something you gotta want to do, and if you want it bad enough, you'll do it. You
mm-hmm,
you will you will you will do it. And this ain't about, and hear what I'm saying. When I talk to my kids, it was about me and my kids. When I talk to their moms, it was about me and their moms,
and
because
them kids
those are
gave them girls gave it to him. Yeah, I'm talking about. I felt
the,
bad for him a
the,
little bit.
because that's two totally different relationships.
Mm-hmm,
When I talk to my kids, I talk to my kids. And like my son said, boy, them, especially them girls, they went in, but they had every right to.
Rango.
They had every right to. But this is the thing that I realized. I think it sort of helped free them. Holding all that hurt, that disappointment, that anger in was not good for my kids.
Mm-hmm,
So I would take it. I would take it. Say what you got to say. Do what you got to do. You got to scream, holler, what a punch, whatever. Get it off of you, because that's not their weight to carry. Because they did ask to be here. So that much weight should not be bear down on my children, to be walk around with that hurt and that disappointment and the questions of, do daddy love me anymore, and all of that's not the weight for my children to carry. And I had to make that right. It's not right for their moms to carry the things that they had to carry, going through the stuff that they had to go through in my absence, still trying to make sure that the kids taken care of, still trying to make sure school is done, still trying to do all of this type stuff in my absence. It was not fair for them to carry that weight. So I had to go back and make that right. And the only thing I could say is, I'm sorry. And trying to be a better man now than I
Mm-hmm.
was then. I asked this one thing. I say, I can't raise you. I say, but if you let me, if you would allow me, I say, I wasn't there then. I say, but I'm here now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what it is, come hell or high water. That's a promise I made to my babies. I say, I'm here now. So when they call daddy, daddy coming. I'm going to do the best. It got to be
All
something
your
so enough
church.
serious. It got to be something so enough serious for
Mm-hmm.
me not to show up. Lori was all the way to Jersey. I called my brother, so I need you to ride with 2 days. We was on the road, but we went and got her. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because because my baby said, Daddy, I need to come home. Bump it, dropped everything. I went think about a job. I had to go. And that's a promise that I made to them. Say, I'm not there. I wasn't there then, but I'm here now.
Yeah,
And
man. This is a great conversation. I think you got folks touched over here too. Let's see. I had some pinned. Lady, either Lady Wheat or Bishop Wheat. We'll just say the Wheats because sometimes it's one or the other. Says yes, I love this conversation. And when I tell you, bro, the biggest thing is accountability, and you done that. Some men can't even do that, but you did. That is so true. Yep. Um, Eric called you Hilltop. Sound like Steve Harvey show. I can Hilltop, I can tell you this, and my nephew and my niece is on the other end. In my eyes, you are one hell of a man, God fearing, love his family, love his wife, and I'm proud to be part of that man and his life. Amen to that. Amen to that. Jet said that this conversation was needed. She wants you to know that we listen and we don't judge. This is a safe space conversation. Yes, it is. And JD said, you making him cry. He said, Lord cried and fried chicken. Look what you did. Not in the middle of the chicken, though. Don't do it in the
in
middle of the chicken. Don't do
the
it in the
middle of the
chicken.
chicken, man.
Don't do it in the chicken. You
In the
like, look,
middle
it's
of
a
the
little extra
chicken.
salty. I tell you this, my dad is still the standard of whole I choose to be with forever. Oh, yeah. I mean, like you hear from your kids now. I mean, Keita ain't on here. Keita ain't on here. I don't think, but like you hearing it from them. I mean, like they. I mean, you got forgiveness from us. You know,
Yeah.
I think eventually you're gonna have to completely forgive yourself. Is that's what it comes about. Like we really hope that this conversation helped a lot of people. Um,
Yeah.
Jed and Laura was on here. Hopefully we'll see what next week pans out. See if we can get them on, and then they can shed a little more information too from their side of the spectrum. But yeah, I mean, like there is always you got to just be accountable for what you did. But then also listen to how it made other folks feel, and only thing you can do is apologize. I mean, you did that. So yeah, as Jet say, we give you a hand, sir. I don't have the button, but we will clap for you, sir. We will clap for you. I mean, because you made the change. Like you there. It's one thing to actually say it, but I can say from my eyes, and I'm based on listening to the comments. Based on listening to the comments, like you they say the same thing. It's like One thing we can say, we couldn't say it then, but we can say it now. You there? You ain't got no choice but to be there with me though, because I mean we go to the same church. Uh, your your wife is the mother I love, and if me and
Yeah.
you don't talk for a couple of days, then she gonna think something wrong with us. Nah, you ain't got no choice. And Angel be like, hold on, now you ain't heard from old school for oh, you ain't heard from young buck. Hold on, how long? Hold on, something ain't right about that. Let me go pop up. Something ain't right about that. But yeah, yeah, we just hope, man, this conversation. We
Yeah.
this was supposed to be this was supposed to be the first episode, but stuff happened. Like we just got going because we were so excited to be here and talking to y'all.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
she said, "Period." But hopefully this definitely helps people. Tanisha told me earlier this week, and she was like, "How y'all start the podcast? Y'all ain't tell y'all story." I said, "Look, I don't know, but we gonna do it. All right, give me a minute. Give us a minute." So yeah,
I
um,
wish I knew
hold
who
on.
my dad was, but hey, I'm okay. I had a
Father who was there for me for 34 years. I'm gonna make the executive decision and say that's Lady Week.
hated week. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I think Bishop Week is more of an OG age now, right? What's that phrase? Yeah, the
you go,
YN.
you gonna get off my other brother, man. That's what you go.
What is it? You got the YNs, then you got the
Hey, we
bros.
OGs now, man. We OGs
The
now.
OG. Oh, okay, y'all the OG. Yeah, see what I'm
We the
saying? You the
OGs
OG.
now.
No,
Get up off my brother. That's what you gonna do.
yeah, I think I done passed the age already. You know. So she said 34 years, so she's still in the cis age. So yeah. That's what we at. That's what we at. Uh,
Yes, cause y'all story just really touched me. Well, praise
I'm
the
glad.
Lord.
I'm so glad. I'm glad. But yeah, man, like there is definitely hope.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is.
I guess I'm gonna let old school cut it off. So I just want to just say thank everybody for tuning in. I think we're gonna get the girls on next week, so that's gonna be good. And I'm gonna sit
Jet
back.
ready.
Jet
Jet
said she
ready.
ready. Yeah,
Jet say
she
can
said
do. Let me prepare now, bit bro.
yeah.
Jet ready.
She said let me prepare right now, right now. So we're gonna make sure we get them on. Y'all hear from them and from their side of the story, man. Because like I mean, y'all see me and old school together all the time, so it's always good. It's always good to hear from the girl perspective. She, Lady we say,
Hmm.
yeah, it's me, sis. LOL. My husband know his dad. I, I don't, but my adopted father had me. Amen to that. Amen to that. She said, oh
Lord,
Lord,
Lord, y'all know how to
yeah.
talk.
Don't worry about it, sis. There is a mute button that we can use. God needs you to become the woman you are now, Bishop Week. I feel he wasn't meant to be there to see you blossom. I love you. Oh, how sweet. I didn't think I was supposed to pin that, but oh well. I did it anyway. Uh but yeah, so to close out, y'all, because I we are definitely over time, but it's been a great conversation, and I guess we're gonna do a
Yeah,
part two with the girls next week. But yeah, like I mean, yeah, keep that door. I can't express that a lot. I can't express that enough. Keep the door open. Please don't shut that
yeah.
door. Keep the door open because there is gonna come a time where whoever, if it's a deadbeat dad, deadbeat mom, whatever, whatever you dealing with, or somebody who hurt you, you ain't really gotta be deadbeat, but somebody who hurt you, keep that door
Mhm.
open because you don't want to be looking down and miss that opportunity. Because
That's
when
right.
I turn around, people are passing away. They as Mr. Brown say, people dying they ain't never died before. So yeah, keep that door open, and that's all I got to say about it. Old school, I'm gonna let you close it out, man.
Well, hey, look. First of all, thank you, Young Buck. For the conversation, for the topic. Listen. Only thing I could really say is, you have to be the change. Um, it's with me. With me, it wasn't about baby mamas. It was about my kids. You know, um, but I still had to go to my children's mom and get that right as well. So you have to be willing to make the change because you'll be surprised that the only thing a person is waiting for is yo, I'm sorry. It's all they want. It's just to acknowledge that you understand that the position you put them in really hurt them, and that will make all the difference in the world. Not excuses, just a simple apology. That's all I could offer my kids. That's all I could offer my kids' mom was a simple apology. And the simple fact that the man who I was is not the man who I am. So God gave me another chance to be in my kids' life, and I'm grateful. I don't take that for granted. So I take advantage of it. Um, I take full advantage of it. We usually don't do this, but if we can, let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this conversation. We thank you for the hearts and the minds that was here. Father, you know what everybody's going through. You know every hang up, you know every hurt, you know every pain, you know every disappointment. Father, I ask for you right now to do a miraculous healing for all of those that are listening. Father, they need your touch right now. Give them the words to say, give them the opportunity to speak to their loved ones and fix whatever it is that is broken. Father, it matters to you how we shall love one to another. Father, give the fathers the word to say. Give the mothers the compassionate heart to forgive. Give the children the compassionate heart to love their fathers and their mothers again. Father, we just ask for you to move in a minor way. You say you do not have a respectful person. If you can do it for me and my family, Father, I know you could do it for those that are listening on this line. Father, I know that you're able, and I thank you in advance for the praise reports, Father, about the families that's been mended. Father, let them fathers know that their mistake don't have to be their life, that they can go back and they can change their whole situation around. They don't have to walk around with the disappointment and the hurt and the frustration. But Father, they can find comfort and love in you and learning on how to love the wonderful children you have blessed them with. Father, I give you honor for being who you are. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. Listen,
Amen. Amen.
we love you all. We gonna see y'all on next week. Hopefully, like I said, we wanted to put this out. Hopefully, it will help somebody. Look, don't give up. Don't give up. If you really want it, I promise you, your kids want your relationship better than you do. They're waiting. They just sitting in the cut waiting for dad and mom to just come on back home and build that relationship with them once again. I'm gonna say this last thing and I'm done. And accept them on the level where they are. That's one thing I had to do. I didn't have babies when I came back into my children's life. I had a grown man, two grown daughters, and two young grown adult daughters that was coming out of school. And I had to accept them at the level that they were. Couldn't go in trying to raise them. They was already raised. But I say, you know what? If you allow me, I'll be here now. And I cannot thank my children and their moms enough for giving me that opportunity to come back into their lives. Y'all be blessed. We love you. We'll see you on next.